Alright, so for this last page, we're going to start off by doing a linear regression. So I'm going to hit the Stat button, hit Enter on Edit. I need to clear out L1 and L2, so I'm going to up arrow highlight L2, clear, Enter. I'll come over, highlight L1, hit clear, Enter. I'm going to put the X values in for L1, so I'm looking to see the X values. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And my Y values are 1, 2, 2.4, 2.7, 3, 3.5, and 4. And when I get to the end, I should have those dotted lines across from each other, showing me I put the same number of X and Y values in. Next, I'm going to hit the Stat button, right arrow over to Calc, and then go down to number 4, linear regression. Go down to Calculate, and I get that. So let's see what that does as far as my information and my questions. So it says my linear equation is y equals, and up here I see that it actually tells me y equals. So I'm going to say y equals a, which is 0.33x, and then plus b, and b is 1.498. I'll write 498. You could have rounded that to 1.5 as well. The coalition coefficient is R, which is 0.96. Well, 0.96 is a positive value, and because 0.96 is between 1 and 0.8, we would say that is a strong value. Remember that strong is from 1 to 0.8. Weak would be from 0.7 to 0.6, and then no correlation would be something that's 0.5 or lower. Predict the length of his nose after he told 12 lies. So since this is my equation, I'm going to say, okay, well, what if I substitute 12 in for x? So 0.3312 plus 1.498. And to do this on my calculator, I'll hit second quit. And so 0.33 parentheses 12 close parentheses plus 1.498. That gives me 5.458. And so that's the regression question. Scroll down to these, zoom in just a bit. Okay, so domain. For this function, domain is left and right. So as I go to the left, I see I can go to the left forever because of that arrow right there. So domain, negative infinity, and then to the right, well, that arrow tells me I can go all the way to the right, so positive infinity, and I don't see any gaps in the middle. For domain, for range, is up and down. Well, down, the lowest I can go is that line right there, which is at -3, and it touches there, so I'm going to put a bracket. It goes up forever, so comma, infinity. And if I asked if it was a function or not, I draw a bunch of vertical lines. None of them would touch more than once, so yes, it is a function. For this one, again, domain is left and right, and this one we got a little bit of some weird stuff going on, specifically at these two coordinate points. in the middle of my graph. So let's start off with the left though. I see it goes to that point, which is -4, and it's an open point, so I'll put parentheses. And then as it moves right, it goes up until it gets to this point right here, and it's an open point, meaning my graph doesn't exist at an x value of -2. So I'm going to put comma, -2, close parentheses. And I'm going to U, and then I have this line right here. So this line goes from -2 to +2, but again it doesn't exist at +2. So, and I keep my line going, and then my line goes on forever. So from 2 to infinity. For range, let's see how far down my graph goes. Well, this one can be a little bit confusing. I'll erase all this stuff for domain. Alright, it's very tempting when I'm looking at range to look at this value right here because it stops right there. But if I notice this right here is an arrow, which means it's going to keep going down forever. So my range goes down to -infinity because of this right here. Even though this part on the left stops at -4, that arrow means it goes down to -infinity. Going up, I see it stops here. And while it is open points here and here, it's not in the middle. So at this line, it does actually touch at that y value. So we'll say comma 1 bracket. And then lastly is a function, yes. If I draw vertical lines, none of them will touch more than once. Bring this over here a little bit just so I can reach this third graph. Alright, so domain again, left and right. Well, the farthest left it goes is right here, which is -3. It does touch at -3. The farthest to the right it goes is right here, which happens to be +3, and it touches all the x values in between. If I look at range, up and down, the lowest is right here, which is -2. The highest is right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I ask, is it a function? Well, if I draw a vertical line straight through it, it touches at 2 points. So no, not a function. And that is the end of the practice test.